Welcome back to BLOCKTV. The price of Bitcoin recorded a massive surge in the last hour or so, climbing from $4,200 to as high as $4,800 within minutes, demonstrating a near 20% gain. The top cryptocurrency rocketed past the resistance level it had been struggling against since Christmas, taking the entire crypto market with it. At this moment, as you can see, coin prices, the entire market is in the green. Bitcoin is up 12.5%, $4,600. Ethereum, 149, up 5% on the day. XRP, 32 cents and change, up 5.5%. And of course, EOS at $4.52, up 7.78% on the day. That's just the top 5 currencies, but if you go down the list, it's green all the way. I'm joined in the studio by our very own Asher Westrop Evans. Asher, great to have you here, analyst at BLOCKTV. And we're joined on Zoom from the United States by our technical analyst, Joe Saz. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how's it going, Ron?
Excellent. So I'll start with Joe. Bitcoin managed to put us to sleep, but now it's reminding us to sleep with one eye open, as you're fond of saying.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about being a bear in denial, and here I am, a sad panda. You know, I was expecting this move to be downside action, not this humongous move from approximately 41 and change all the way up as high as 5,000 on Coinbase Pro. That's huge. That's huge. I'll let you start with the dialogue here, though, because I'm at a loss for words.
Joe, that's a very rare occasion. I don't believe it for a second. But let's just also keep us level-headed and tempered. So it reached that high. You're saying near 5,000 on Coinbase Pro, but it didn't stay there, did it?
No, we're already receding, and that's the interesting thing here. Is I was expecting that there was a lot of technical painting more so than organic market activity. It did somehow pan out to be a massive move to the upside. This is all real. This isn't an April Fool's joke. But we pulled down from, let me just pull up the chart here so we can see exactly where we started pulling back. This is what I'm saying. I need to scale this down now. This was crazy.
What a sight.
So this was really, over the course of an hour, we have 4 green candles here, and that's crazy. In hours time, this asset went up to, it broke $1,000 in the single hour. That's crazy. And this is across the board. You know, I'm sure other exchanges have higher reported peaks, 51.19 here. So basically what we're looking at now is kind of a return to something I recall in Bitcoin, which is pumps and dumps. We're going to have this massive move to the upside. We're going to have a retrace, and then we're probably going to have a retest of this area. And so it's kind of like creates this like W curve. So this is, I mean, I'm gonna switch to answering questions here. Do you want me to kind of treat this as a normal scenario?
Joe, if you can prepare a chart on your end, putting this in perspective historically. I'm going to turn to Asher. Asher, when something like this happened, automatically we want to know, all right, what caused the spike? And you know, is there one answer?
Look, there's never just going to be one answer, Ron, but there are a bit of speculation going around at the moment as to what's causing such a sudden and rapid spike.
Please share.
One of the, now this is heading into the speculation market, but one of the big theories going around at the moment, April Fools, always a dangerous time in the crypto sphere. You never quite know exactly what's going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, the news in this sector is, you know, often confounding. Add April Fool's Day element in there. Exactly. A lot of people, I'm sure, got burnt and are liable to. But you're saying this might play a role here?
Absolutely, possibly a significant role. One of the major theories going around at the moment, this particular spike was caused by the fact that finance magnates, actually one of our partner platforms, put out an April Fool's statement saying that the SEC had actually approved the 2 Bitcoin ETFs and gone ahead with that approval. Right. Now, when that was released yesterday during US waking hours, most people took it as April Fool's, caused no major spikes. However, as with all things international, it seems something may have been lost in translation as Chinese markets didn't quite realize that this was an April Fool's joke, and some are speculating that that was the reason why we saw such big movement. We saw this sort of on whale alerts. We're taking a look at some of the key players. There was some big movement as a consequence.
If this goes down in Bitcoin history as the April Fool's jump, what a story. Let's put that aside. I mean, yes, finance magnates put out this headline, saying the ETF was approved, and also in the headline, if I recall correctly, said that the price of Bitcoin jumped by 50 or something percent. I don't know. Yeah, you have to have English as a second language and really not know a lot about the sphere. But it's possible that individuals went in there, saw the headline, said, "Whoa, I need to get in on this action," and pumped the price. But if we're looking kind of more traditional reasons for these kind of
you can't put it all down to this one thing. There's been positive market action for the last while now. We saw February and March both had positive trends, so we're heading to get out of that bearish trend we've seen for a while. If April proves the same, upward spin, then we'll have that move away from the bearish trend. Also, we're seeing other positive factors. US markets saw a huge surge yesterday, which could get that sort of market confidence back that people are looking for to get back into the crypto sphere. Likewise, gold has hit a 3-week low. Interestingly, these time matches, so it could.
Sometimes you think, all right, Bitcoin and gold both perform as a proof of value and a store of value. You'd think that if gold was going down, maybe Bitcoin would show the same behavior.
But
not
perhaps,
the case.
If gold's going down, perhaps others are turning to Bitcoin as an alternative safe haven investment, a place to store some money. So there really is a wealth of options available, and the market does seem primed to see this sort of bullish run, whether or not it was caused by this April Fool's prank or not.
And I'm going to throw in another factor there, and maybe Joe, you can give us your take on this as well. Whale. Right? We've seen sites that are monitoring whale activity, seen some major transactions in the last 3 or 4 hours.
Directly correlating with that big spike that we saw, big movements of Bitcoin moving around the system. So it's interesting to see that there is real tangible trading going on behind this. As Joe said, this isn't just some sort of technical fluff at the top. The market is really pumped and really excited. And whether or not this was started by an April Fool's, it could certainly turn into some really solid market movement, the likes of which we haven't seen in a couple of years now.
All right, interesting stuff. Thanks, Asha. We'll be back with you in a second. Joe, all right, did you prepare a long-term chart for us, putting this in perspective? This is the highest we've been since Christmas, if I recall correctly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think December 14th low is 3120 something, and I mean, we haven't really seen 5,000 since the breakdown from the descending triangle. So, and that was November 14th. I'm going to agree with a lot of what you said over there. I think that the hope that the bulls were really experiencing over the course of the pattern of this ascending triangle since December, for the most part, I think that's a part of it. I do think there are some whale splash scenarios that we're thinking about too. Obviously, I'm always adding that to my any scenario, bullish or bearish case. But yeah, so let's take a quick look at the chart. I mean, this is crazy. I have here a little line here just to show like what volume looks like, right? We have this massive volume spike relative to what's been going on for the past number of weeks. This is a daily chart right now. We'll switch to weekly in just a sec. But I just wanted to show for reference. Here was the move outside of the bear market low as of December 14th. We had some amazing volume, and I think that this day is just getting started. It's 3 a.m. on the East Coast. Who knows what the next 15 hours plus have in store? This wick is already indicative that this price was definitely not accepted. I think people were hoping, and a lot of bulls are patting each other on the back right now, shaking hands and sharing tweets, but I'm not convinced. Like I said yesterday, the volatility is back. Volatility means upside and downside. I think that this, especially if we're talking April Fool's jokes and whatever else is going on, absolutely, this could change. This could very well change, and I'm not really putting too much weight on anything in particular, especially not the hope that this candle is going to do anything abnormal. It already has done something abnormal.
Right. That ship has sailed. Joe, we were talking just now about whale activity. Is there any evidence of that in the technical charts?
Yeah, well, to me, absolutely. A big part of it, when we were looking at the smaller time frame, this is what I look for. I really look for small time frames to tell me what's going on, right? I mean, we had these are 5-minute candles now. we had almost a 4% move, 3% move over the course of 10 minutes. And, so these are really big moves. And you can see here that a lot of resistance was eaten through in this first candle. This was the one that crushed through all the overhead resistance and that $4,200–4,300 range. And what does that mean to me? Small time scales with big price action usually mean to me there's some sort of whale activity. But I wasn't really aware of that fact that you mentioned earlier. There's potential that this could be the biggest April Fool's hoax of all time. And I absolutely agree. That's definitely a huge factor to consider if that's in play. I haven't researched it. I don't know everything about it, but bulls are looking forward to this kind of information, and we're talking about a globally traded 24/7 asset. So it doesn't surprise me that there was a massive move to the upside, and this could have definitely been spearheaded by action in the East. And I'm not sleeping anymore. It's time to sleep with two eyes or stay awake with two eyes open, I guess. I don't know.
I apologize. We're cutting into your well-deserved rest. Obviously, you're going to keep an eye on the market. I just want to touch on one more issue, both Asher, with you. So we're seeing this price increase. Bitcoin is leading the market, but it's green all the way down. Is that just market sentiment? Is there anything behind that, the climbs in the other coins?
Well, certainly, again, looking at some of the whale movements, we've seen massive, even outdoing some of the individual Bitcoin purchases in XRP, in Ripple. We're getting that flowing through the market there. So there is big movement going on in some of the other altcoins, but certainly there's a lot of that market sentiment pulling up. Bitcoin's still far and away the market leader. When it moves, everyone moves with it, and this just seems to be a clear case that sentiment still remains true.
All right, and Joe, you have obviously charts for everybody. Can you quickly take us through the top 5?
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree a lot with Asher. Bitcoin, when Bitcoin moves, everyone it rises all tides, and it kind of brings them all down together. All right, so on to screen share. Let's just see what happened. Oh yeah, shorts are liquidated, and there weren't that many. That's crazy. All right, so 17K against 22, almost 23K longs. Here's the bear compare, and wow, this is crazy. All right, so we're still on a weekly 9 sell. I'm not making any assumptions just yet. Ethereum, we're looking at a 7% move on the daily on Coinbase. We broke. We're not closing above this moving average just yet. As this tightened, we were expecting a move. Let's see how this daily close pans out. We're on a 7 of 9 sell. 9 sell on the weekly Litecoin, but there was still a pump, 12.21%. We're just looking at what Asher said. We're looking at moves across the board. XRP broke the channel, but we're not closing above it. So let's just keep our eyes open. Massive volume, and let's see. Every time massive, I'm just looking at another pullback. I think XRP is going to stay trading in this approximate channel range. Obviously, anomalies happen. Here it is, and let's just see. Let's watch the pullback. Always watch for the pullback, and then think about jumping in on a trade. I'm not making any moves just yet. Same thing, everything's kind of turning into an inverted hammer, and the more that happens, especially we're looking at about 50% of the wick, 60% of the wick against 40% with the body. The further this goes down, the more it's going to indicate to me that my overall trend is still intact, being bearish. But this was a crazy day. So here we are on EOS, 9 sell with a 10% move. Let's just see what Tron is at right now, or this is 11 to almost 12%. So 12% here and 10% here. So EOS, we're still that's crazy to me that this 9 sell was just the biggest counter indicator of the day. It blew me away. Here we are. This is BNB, finance coin, garbage coin, turning into an inverted hammer. We got to see how that pans out. So this is definitely testing previous highs.
All right.
So yeah, we're just looking at some crazy activity right now.
Crazy activity, green across the board. You know what? Whatever you say, it's refreshing to be reporting and talking about these kind of developments. Obviously, Joe, you're going to keep an eye on where prices are going. Sure, we're going to be reporting on this throughout the day. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Meanwhile, check us out. We're live also on social media. You can send comments if you have any ideas. What's behind this surge? Let us know. Maybe we'll bring you up on the air with us later today. For now, we'll be right back.